Number 1. This is the last photo of Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, a historic image captured on May 17, 1994. It marks the final time these legendary titans of terror were seen together. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing were horror's most iconic duo, starring in over 22 films. As the faces of Hammer horror, they played famous rivals like Count Dracula, Lee, and Dr. Van Helsing, Cushing. Both also starred in Star Wars as Count Dooku and Grand Moff Tarkin. The photo was taken at Elstree Studios in England during their final collaboration, narrating the documentary Flesh and Blood, The Hammer Heritage of Horror. At the time, Cushing was 81 and battling advanced prostate cancer. Though frail, he insisted on finishing the work with Lee, who was 72 and remained a supportive presence by his side. Peter Cushing passed away on August 11, 1994, and Christopher Lee on June 7, 2015. This image is the final tribute to a lifelong brotherhood that defined cinema's golden age. Number 2. This is the last photo of Chris Kremers, a haunting image captured on April 1, 2014. It is the final, tourist-style, photograph taken before she and her friend Liz Enfrun vanished while hiking the El Pianista Trail in Boquete, Panama. The photo shows Chris crossing a stream, appearing happy and healthy just hours before the situation turned dire. While they intended to take a short day hike, records from their recovered phones show they attempted to call emergency services, 112 and 911, starting at 4:39 p.m. that same day. For over a week, the two women fought for survival in the dense jungle, despite having no proper gear or supplies. 10 weeks later, a local found Lizanne's blue backpack by a riverbank. It contained their phones and a digital camera. The camera revealed 90 disturbing night photos taken on April 8 in near total darkness. These images showed rocks, twigs, a mirror, and the back of Chris's head, suggesting a desperate attempt to use the camera's flash as a light source or signal. Chris Kremers was 21 years old at the time of her disappearance. Months later, scattered skeletal remains were found along the Culebra River, with DNA confirming they belonged to the two women. While authorities officially ruled it a tragic accident involving a fall, the mystery of their final days remains one of the most discussed cold cases in modern history. This last photo of Chris remains a chilling reminder of how quickly a scenic walk can turn into a struggle for life. Number 3. This is the last photo of Geraldine Largay, captured on the morning of July 22, 2013. Taken by a fellow hiker at the Poplar Ridge Lean-To in Maine, the image shows the 66-year-old retired nurse smiling and adjusting her gear as she pursued her dream of completing the Appalachian Trail. Shortly after this photo was taken, Geraldine stepped off the trail to find a private spot and became hopelessly disoriented in the thick Maine wilderness. She attempted to text her husband for help, but the messages never sent due to poor cell service. Showing incredible resilience, she set up a camp on higher ground and survived for 26 days on limited supplies. During this time, she kept a detailed journal, writing final letters to her family and documenting her struggle for survival. Despite a massive search operation, her remains were not discovered until October 14, 2015, more than 2 years later. She was found inside her sleeping bag within her tent, located less than a mile from the trail. This final image stands as a poignant record of her journey's end and the strength she showed during her final weeks. Number 4. This is the last image of sisters Norma and Liz Ortiz Diaz, a tragic photograph taken on June 14, 2024, in the rural area of Tapachula, Mexico. The image shows the two sisters smiling while sitting on top of a moving tractor, documenting their day with selfies and videos just moments before the fatal accident. As the tractor traveled along a rough dirt road, one of the sisters lost her balance and began to fall from the vehicle. In a desperate attempt to save her, the other sister reached out to grab her, causing both to be pulled down together. Tragically, they fell directly into the path of the heavy machinery and were crushed by the tractor's tires. The driver, reportedly a relative, was unable to stop in time to prevent the tragedy. Emergency services rushed to the scene, but both sisters had already succumbed to their injuries. This final photo, which captured a moment of joy and sisterly bonding, serves as a heartbreaking reminder of how quickly a celebration can turn into a disaster. The image has since circulated as a somber warning regarding the dangers of taking risks for social media content. Number 5. This is the last image of Nodar Komartashvili, a 21-year-old Georgian luger, captured during his final training run at the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver. The photograph shows him navigating the Whistler Sliding Center track at a high speed of approximately 144 km per hour, 89 miles per hour, just moments before the fatal accident. During this final run on February 12, 2010, Komartashvili lost control coming out of the 16th and final turn. The force of the crash ejected him from his luge and over the sidewall of the track, where he tragically struck an unprotected steel support pole. Despite immediate medical attention and being airlifted to a hospital, he was pronounced dead shortly after. The tragedy occurred just hours before the Olympic opening ceremony, casting a somber shadow over the Games. It led to immediate safety changes, including the raising of track walls and the padding of exposed metal beams. This final image serves as a powerful and tragic reminder of the extreme risks faced by Olympic athletes and remains a defining moment in the history of winter sports. Number 6. This is the last photo of Ulysses S. Grant, a poignant image captured in July 1885 at Mount McGregor, New York. This photograph is historically significant as it shows the 18th U.S. President and Civil War general just 4 days before his death, battling the final stages of throat cancer. Despite being in immense pain and unable to speak, Grant is seen here wrapped in blankets, sitting on a porch, and focused on completing his personal memoirs. He was determined to finish this project to provide financial security for his family after his passing. His dedication worked. With the help of Mark Twain, the memoirs were published and became a massive success. Grant passed away on July 23, 1885, at the age of 63. His death marked the end of an era for the United States, as he was a primary figure and preserved the Union. This final image captures the quiet resolve of a man who, even in his weakest physical state, displayed the same unconditional surrender spirit that defined his military career. It remains a powerful symbol of duty and perseverance in American history. Number 7. This is the last photo of Douglas MacArthur, a powerful image captured on March 13, 1964. It documents the final public appearance of one of America's most decorated military leaders, taken just weeks before his passing. The photograph was taken at Walter Reed Hospital in Washington, D.C., during a visit from President Lyndon B. Johnson. MacArthur had been hospitalized for several weeks, and the meeting between the president and the five-star general served as a final tribute to his decades of service. Despite his declining health, the image captures MacArthur's enduring presence as he met with the commander-in-chief. At 84 years old, MacArthur was suffering from severe internal complications. He passed away nearly a month later on April 5, 1964. His official causes of death were kidney failure, liver failure, and cirrhosis. MacArthur's legacy remains monumental, defined by his leadership in the Pacific during World War II and his role in the Korean War. This final image at Walter Reed stands as a quiet conclusion to a legendary career, showing the bold soldier in his final days before fading away from the stage of history. Number 8. This is the last photo of Paul McCartney in 1966, captured in late autumn just before he transitioned into the iconic Sgt. Pepper era. This image serves as a significant visual marker in music history, representing the final moments of the mop-top Beatles aesthetic before the band underwent their most radical transformation. The photo was taken shortly after the Beatles officially retired from touring following their final concert at Candlestick Park in August 1966. During this period of hiatus, Paul took a solo trip to France and Spain, where he attempted to travel incognito by wearing a disguise and slicking his hair back. It was during this trip, and a subsequent safari in Kenya with Mal Evans in November 1966, that Paul began growing his famous mustache. The decision to grow facial hair was initially practical rather than stylistic. Paul had been involved in a moped accident that resulted in a scarred lip, and he grew the mustache to hide the injury. When he returned to London and met with the other Beatles, they followed suit, creating the distinct psychedelic look seen on the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover. In this photograph, Paul is seen without the mustache, standing at the threshold of a new creative identity. Shortly after this was taken, the band entered Abbey Road Studios on November 24, 1966, to begin recording Strawberry Fields Forever, signaling the start of their most experimental period. This image captures the calm before the cultural storm of the Summer of Love, marking the end of the Beatlemania look and the birth of the counterculture icons they would soon become. Number 9. This is the last photo of Leon Wilkeson, the legendary Mad Hatter bass guitarist of Lynyrd Skynyrd, taken on July 25, 2001. The image shows Leon standing in a vehicle area, likely near the band's tour bus or a parking lot, where he is seen warmly shaking hands with a fan or acquaintance. The photo was captured in Jacksonville, Florida, just 2 days before his passing. Leon, known for his eccentric stage outfits and colorful hats, appears in the photo wearing one of his signature caps. Although he looks engaged and friendly, his health was in a state of serious decline at the time. As a survivor of the band's tragic 1977 plane crash, he had battled numerous physical challenges for decades while remaining the backbone of the group's southern rock sound. Tragically, Leon Wilkeson was found dead in a hotel room in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, on July 27, 2001, at the age of 49. His death was attributed to chronic liver disease and emphysema. This final image of him greeting someone in a parking area remains a powerful memory for fans, capturing his approachable nature and gentle giant personality right up until his final days. It stands as the last visual tribute to a musician who helped define rock history with hits like Sweet Home Alabama and Free Bird. Number 10. This is the last photo of Buddy Holly, a historic image captured on February 2, 1959, during the Winter Dance Party tour. It serves as a haunting visual record taken just hours before the tragic plane crash that claimed his life and changed the course of rock and roll history forever. The photo was taken at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake, Iowa. It shows Holly on stage, performing with his signature Energy and Fender Stratocaster. The tour had been a grueling trek through the Midwest during a brutal winter, plagued by freezing temperatures and broken-down buses. To avoid another long, cold drive to the next venue in Moorhead, Minnesota, Holly decided to charter a small Beechcraft Bonanza plane for himself and his bandmates, Waylon Jennings and Tommy Allsup. In a fateful turn of events, Ritchie Valens won a coin toss for Allsup's seat, and Jennings gave up his spot to a flu-ridden J.P., the Big Bopper, Richardson. Shortly after takeoff in the early morning hours of February 3, 1959, the plane crashed into a cornfield in heavy snow. Buddy Holly was only 22 years old at the time of his death. This image remains iconic because it captures the architect of rock and roll at the height of his creative powers. Buddy Holly's influence on bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones was immeasurable. Number 11. This is the last photo of Karen Carpenter, a haunting and poignant image captured in January 1983, just weeks before her untimely passing. The photograph was taken at a gathering for Grammy Award winners, showcasing one of the most beloved voices in music history during what would be her final public appearance. In the image, Karen is seen standing alongside friends and fellow musicians, including Dionne Warwick, Olivia Newton-John, and Burt Bacharach. Despite her radiant smile and the professional success she had achieved with the Carpenters, her frail appearance was a visible indicator of her long and difficult struggle with health issues. She had recently spent nearly a year in therapy in New York seeking treatment, but the physical toll on her body had already become severe. Tragedy struck on the morning of February 4, 1983, when Karen collapsed at her parents' home in Downey, California. She passed away at the age of 32 due to heart failure caused by complications from anorexia nervosa. Her death was a pivotal moment in medical history, as it brought international awareness to eating disorders, which were poorly understood by the general public at the time. Number 12. This is the last photo of Shahzada and Suleiman Dawood, a poignant image captured on June 18, 2023, just moments before they boarded the ill-fated Titan submersible. It marks the final time the father and son, members of one of Pakistan's most prominent families, were seen together as they prepared for their descent to the wreckage of the Titanic. The photograph, released by the Dawood family, shows Shahzada Dawood, 48, and his son Suleiman, 19, smiling and dressed in their expedition gear. Suleiman is seen with his hand on his father's shoulder, a gesture reflecting their close bond. The pair had traveled to the North Atlantic on the support ship Polar Prince, with Suleiman particularly excited to solve his Rubik's Cube 3,700 meters below the surface to attempt a world record. Tragedy struck just 1 hour and 45 minutes into their dive when the submersible lost contact with the surface. The vessel suffered a catastrophic implosion, killing all 5 on board instantly. Alongside the Dawoods were OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, British billionaire Hamish Harding, and renowned French explorer Paul-Henri Nargeolet. Number 13. This is the last image of Patrick Ekeng, captured on May 6, 2016, at the Stadionul Dinamo in Bucharest. The 26-year-old Cameroonian midfielder had been on the pitch for only 7 minutes as a substitute for Dinamo Bucuresti when he suddenly collapsed during the 70th minute of the match. The tragedy exposed a series of systemic medical failures that led to widespread outrage. While players from both teams looked on in horror, it was later revealed that the ambulance on-site was improperly equipped and the medical staff failed to use a defibrillator or perform proper CPR during the critical, golden minutes, following his collapse. An autopsy later confirmed that Ekeng suffered from cardiomegaly, an enlarged heart, a condition that had gone undetected during his professional physicals. In the aftermath, the tragedy triggered a landmark legal case in Romanian sports history. The team's doctor was eventually convicted of manslaughter and received a suspended prison sentence for professional negligence. This image now serves as a catalyst for reform. Following Ekeng's death, FIFA and the Romanian Football Federation overhauled their medical protocols, making advanced life support equipment and specialized cardiac screening mandatory for all professional leagues to prevent a repeat of this avoidable catastrophe. Number 14. This is the final known image of Shannon Watts, captured by a doorbell camera at 1:48 a.m. on August 13, 2018, as she returned to her home in Frederick, Colorado, after a business trip. The footage shows the 34-year-old, who was expecting a baby boy she planned to name Nico, walking into her house for the last time. Within hours, a tragic family crime took place inside the home. Shannon and her 2 young daughters, Bella and Celeste, lost their lives in a case that shocked people around the world. Authorities later determined that her husband, Chris Watts, was responsible for the deaths. The story gained massive public attention because the family had appeared happy and successful on social media, while serious problems were hidden behind the scenes. Investigators used security footage, interviews, and forensic evidence to uncover the truth. In November 2018, Chris Watts pleaded guilty to multiple charges and was sentenced to several life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. Number 15. This is the last image of Abigail Garside, a 30-year-old equestrian, captured on August 17, 2025, while celebrating her first wedding anniversary. The photo shows Abigail and her husband, Ben, smiling in a hot tub at the luxury Rutting Park Resort in North Yorkshire, marking what should have been a milestone of joy. The tragedy unfolded just hours after the couple shared tribute posts to one another online, with Abigail calling Ben, "the man of my dreams." At approximately 6:15 a.m. the following morning, Abigail was found dead in the gardens in the heart of Harrogate. North Yorkshire police arrived and cordoned off the area to investigate, eventually confirming that they did not believe there were any suspicious circumstances or third-party involvement in her sudden passing. Abigail was a highly respected figure in the equestrian world, notably winning a prestigious title at the Horse of the Year show in 2019. In the wake of her death, her family and the Ribble Valley Riding Club established a memorial fundraiser, directing donations toward the mental health charity Mind and the Dogs Trust, reflecting her deep love for animals and her advocacy for mental health support. This final photograph remains a heartbreaking contrast between the happiness of a young marriage and the sudden, silent end to a vibrant life.